Hi, YouTube. Welcome back. You just missed an 8 positive cutscene. Yes, really. There's a reason I say it's one of the best cutscenes in the entire game. I highly recommend looking it up if you're not familiar with it. It's the Frostfire Ridge finale cutscene. So we were going to do Nagrin next, but we're running into issues. So many issues I had to stop the recording after 18 minutes of failing to get the quests to work. And now we're just going to do Talador completely out of order, so whatever. So we're here now. So, we get one of two options here. We get a 3-charge, 3-minute cooldown stun ability, aka we can call it an artillery barrage. Or, is this us? Yes, it's us. Here we go. Or we can gain the ability to drop an arcane orb on something which turbo nukes everything for like 20 seconds and just absolutely destroys them. Naturally, we went with the artillery.
McGraw.
Now that our arsenal is built, we need a skilled smith to operate it. We recently caught an Iron Horde deserter who claims he used to be one of the Black Rock's best iron workers. Normally, I'd ignore the ravings of a captive, but the weapons we took out of his pack have some of the finest workmanship I've ever seen. Commander, I think we should see if he's as good as he claims.
Go forth to victory. What is it?
You're the one in charge around here, right? I've heard the guards talk about your exploits, and if I wasn't looking at you right now, I'd swear they were lying. I've only ever wanted to make the finest blades and put them in the hands of the strongest fighters. I can already tell you're exactly the type I want to carry my weapons. Give me a chance, and I swear you will not be disappointed. Thank you, boss. I won't let you down. I didn't even try to sneak one of those low-quality blades here next to that peon, the peon placed right next to the cage. Which, by the way, is a pretty terrible idea, and that thing should be moved. Yeah, actually. Thank you for pointing that out.
Ah, sweet freedom. You won't regret this, Commander. I'll make you the finest armament in all of Talador.
Hell yeah.
What we have to work with. Speak.
You have a lot of basic arms here, but I'll get them improved in no time. Thank you for giving me this chance.
What is it?
Crafting good equipment requires the best metal, and some of the best metal is Jovite that comes from the mine in Kuro's Claim, just east of here. In order to supply the arsenal, I'm going to need this metal. Unfortunately, the place was recently overwhelmed by a pack of Gorin, so you're going to have to fight your way in there to get the ore before they devour it. Nothing that should be a problem for you, sir.
Speak.
My goods used to be for the very best. Now the Iron Horde makes copies of poor metal and gives them to everyone. I'm going to show them what a real smith can do in your arsenal. But first I'm going to need a powerful flux. The dust from crushed iridium geodes would work at a pinch, but we need to find some first. They tend to congregate underground, so check out the mine and the claim.
What is it?
Sir, to make the best equipment for your arsenal, I need not only the best materials, but the best techniques. Over the years, I've developed a method to strengthen my metal, but it requires an exotic resource, Gorin gut gas. Could you collect a few samples for the arsenal supplies? Just kill a few. Give their bodies a good prod with this extractor. Quite possibly, Pillars of Snow. The thing is, I've done this exact route earlier, and in fact, you missed it, but earlier I literally did a vector quest from Eric to Nagrin, which then just stopped dead and didn't have the follow-through for some reason. And all Rokan said was, go use the command board. And oh no, what if they expect that? What if that's the way to do it, is the command board? Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I hope not. That's going to be terrible if that's true. Well, anyways, Talador. Or Talador? Is there an R there? Nope, it is Talador. I was right. I was right. Either way, something's obviously broken somewhere, and I'm not going to ding the game for it, because the only reason we're running into issues of it right now is because I'm trying to do things out of order. Now, normally I can do things out of order. WoW's very good at that. Perhaps too good at that. You okay, Draenei? You need a hand? We would like your hand because we're allies and we like hanging out with each other and not killing each other on sight. Can do. Salute. Oh, crap! Oh, crap! Show us solar solidarity and the enemy attacks. I look forward to fighting the Legion with you. What do you mean, the Legion?
Greetings, friend. Dionysaka.
But yeah, we're going to do Talador, and if we can't do Nagrand after Talador, then we have a problem, frankly. That might be negative territory, because really there should be nothing preventing that at that point. Especially since we'll surely be level 40 by then. In fact, one of the first things I plan to do once we finish Talador is go back to the garrison and be like, you got my quest yet? Huh, Brigwin? You got my quest? You'll find this funny, Brigwin. I am currently frustrated because I'm trying to do quests out of order and it's not letting me. Unfortunately, I'm pretty sure it's a straight-up bug. I think it's an actual oversight. Oh no, this type of cave looks familiar. We'll see a bunch of this in Legion. Wait, does that count as a we'll see this in Legion? Nah, it doesn't count. But I do have a cave playlist. I forgot this type of cave was even in Warlords, to be completely honest with you. I associate this with several quest chains in Legion. The first one in High Mountain, for example. When you deal with the Drogbar. Remember that? I know I've said this for literally every expansion so far, but I can't wait to get to Legion. We'll get there this week. We're well over halfway through Warlords now. I hope it doesn't bug for you like it does me, but if the NPCs don't move, literally leave the scenario and then re-enter. That's all I had to do to fix it. By the way, basically at any point in time, I'm still down to do Blood Maul, if I have available people for that. I kind of wish I could make like a plug-in for Twitch that's like, you know, sign in to show that you're currently available for a group, and I could just check it periodically and be like, oh, we suddenly have 4 people. Bazam, you know? Instead of just kind of asking periodically. I know. Me being organized. Stop the presses. Yeah, like a Twitch group finder kind of a thing. Exactly, Schmidl. Sentences you don't normally expect to say in real life. Hey, Blade Tavel, are you there? Not that I'm full yet, but something I was thinking about. I was thinking about the metal thing, because I'm a total loser and I like to think about boring aspects of world building. In our Warcraft, I think I'm going to keep the idea that Elementium is basically the strongest metal around. But that Serenite and whatever the Legion uses, I actually forget what it's called. I guess Fel Iron, whatever, are better in very specific circumstances. So Elementium is just good metal, right? It's very, very, very solid. But Serenite is reactive to light energy and absorbative, right? And of course causes mental issues, because of course it does. So it's not better than Elementium, but it could be more site-specific. The other thing I was thinking of is the Fel Iron, or whatever the hell it is, that the Legion uses. I had this random thought that maybe the iron itself that they use isn't very strong, but it specifically allows for souls to be pumped through it, which then gives it a sort of a magnetic shielding kind of a thing. In other words, more or less Star Trek shields, but in the metal. And it requires fuel, that is to say, souls, in order to do it. They probably wouldn't use that very often, because that would be expensive, and the Legion's actually pretty efficient about its soul usage. But I could see them reinforcing, for example, their ships with that kind of thing. What are the crafting metals for Legion? No, no. Leave me alone. Shoot, I need to be getting this stupid gas. Pay attention, Lore. A new class in Warlords? No. Let's see. Death Knights were in Wrath. And then Monks were in Pandaria. And then Demon Hunters were Legion. And then we skip forward all the way to Dragonflight, which added the Evoker. And I believe that's it for the full list. Elementium in our WoW, I imagine, is either going to be extremely rare or extremely hard to work with. In fact, I was thinking about making it one of the advantages of the Twilight's Hammer, is that they can work with Elementium. I almost want to make Elementium kind of like Serenite, in that it screws with you. But the problem is, Serenite already does that, you know? So I don't know if I like that idea. Okay, here we go. Mining. Well, yeah, it does make sense, right? But it's like, we can also eject Serenite. You don't need Serenite. We could just have the blood of Yogg-Saron do the same narrative stuff, you know? Okay, here we go. So, in Pandaria, we had Ghost Iron and Kyperite. In Draenor, here, we had Blackrock and True Iron. Here we go. Fellslate and Empyrean. So I guess Fellslate is the equivalent. That doesn't sound right. BFA added Monolite, Platinum, Osmanite. Shadowlands added a whole bunch of stuff. I don't know what any of this is. Oh. No, I'm talking myself into it. I'm thinking maybe I'll get rid of Serenite in our Warcraft. It doesn't really serve any purpose other than like a small flex of the second Lich King on Yogg-Saron, which is very second Lich King, but still. Yeah, BFA was the last time I messed with crafting. I walked away from it because I don't know. It was BFA. That's the simple answer. And then Shadowlands made me walk away from the game, so, you know. Maybe, how could we vary them, Fife? How could we make them both affect them differently? I've got it. So, Serenite specifically corrupts you, right? It is specifically carrying the whispers of Yogg Saron, like directly and personally. Whereas Elementium is simply chaotic, right? Although, actually, Elementium being balanced sounds even more interesting. Ooh, I get where you're going with that. So in that case, Elementium wouldn't screw with your head. But ironically, if it has to be balanced elemental energy, that would make it even harder to come by, even rarer, which actually appeals to me. The super ridiculously rare metal doesn't actually exist naturally. It has to be forged of a balanced composite of all four elements, right? I like that idea. And that would help to explain why it is so freaking durable, right? Why that's the adamantium of the setting. I like that idea, Fife.
Speak.
Steel. Fife, I've just had a great idea. We need to get that ore before those damn Goron eat it all.
Speak.
Good-sized chunks without a lot of matrix mineral. These will do just fine.
What is it?
I'm going to need a lot of iridium dust to purify the metal to anywhere near my standards.
Speak.
This won't do as good as the mixes we had in the Blackrock foundries, but it'll do.
What is it?
Oh, and there is our artillery strike. I've been wondering when it was going to pop up. Thank you, boss. This is just what I needed. By the way, Goron gas is rather difficult to come by. We should probably hold off on clearing those guys out till we can stockpile enough. Just a thought. We have a good supply of Jovite in the arsenal, but there isn't enough of the material in the mine to keep us in stock for long. Down south, there's a mountain that's just full of this stuff, but there's one problem. Ogres. The Gorduni, yes, really, live on that mountain, and they've begun to trade the Jovite to the Iron Horde. We need to go down there and secure the minerals for ourselves. I'll pack some supplies and meet you near their fortress down south. Okay. Oh, other quests.
Don't be shy.
Okay.
Stay away from the voodoo.
We'll go talk to Duratan in a minute. Commander, I'm afraid I have troubling news. The Sabron followed our encampment from Gorgon and have been stealing our supplies, ransacking our ledgers, and slaughtering our peons. I hate to ask of your time to deal with the matter, but all our men are stationed guarding the camp from further raids. We desperately need those supplies so we may enact your will, Commander.
Loktar,
Yeah, I'm just going to skip those.
go forth to victory.
Let's see, what was I going for first? Another charge for Storm Strike is invaluable by itself, but also Storm Surge also causes your next Storm Strike to do more damage and stacking. Ooh. Lightning Bolt and Chain Lightning have a chance to make your next Flame Shock Voltaic, but I don't use those. I use, the ability I can't even find. Yeah, that. I use Elemental Blast. For each active weapon imbue, all Frostfire nature damage increased by 10% in my case. And that leads to Primordial Wave. Shut up! Alright, let's grab the extra strike charge right now. It's actually a good thing you bring that up, Fife. Unfortunately, they don't cover it as much as I would like to, but they do make it clear that shamans in one world have trouble in the other. Drekthar, this is in one of the books, actually mentions how difficult it was for him to get used to casting once he got to Azeroth. Because remember, a shaman has to essentially bargain, make deals with, and otherwise work with the elements in order to use their magic. So it was like learning a new language to communicate with different beings who work differently. As we pointed out before, the elemental lords on Azeroth function completely differently from the Furies over on Draenor. We've already seen that, even as far back as BC. Thrall, similarly, has been having issues ever since he got here. It's one of the reasons why he is relatively so low-powered now. And for the record, I'd probably retain something like that in our Warcraft. It just makes too much sense, right? when you rely directly on a patron, it kind of helps to be able to speak the language of that patron and work with that patron. And if you go to another planet, well, you probably can't phone home. Hey, listen, can I get 3 elemental blasts? I don't know. Can I get a maelstrom, 2 lava strikes, and a healing totem? Thanks. And extra fries. Would druids have the same problems? I'm not sure. As weird as that may sound, it makes sense to me that druids would have no changes whatsoever. I mean, physics are physics and nature is nature. It doesn't change based on which planet you're on, right? Or, to be slightly more accurate, it doesn't change on a world that is as... I can't remember what the biome is called. Earth-like. M-class planet. I would imagine any M-class planet, to put it in that term, is going to have the same druidic issues as another M-class. Now, having said that, imagine if they go to a world like, random example, Argus. I have a feeling a druid would have a horrific time on Argus because the nature there is so completely perverted and warped, right? Or if they went to a truly alien world, which of course we haven't even seen yet, they might have much harder trouble or might have to adapt. And if they went to a completely destroyed world, which we see several of in Legion, they might not be able to cast anything at all, logically speaking, because there's no nature to tap into, right? Food for thought.
What can I help you with? Go with honor.
Your scouts have located the Sabron's alpha male. I believe dispatching this target will send the remaining vermin back to their caves. I do not wish to ask more of you, but you're the only one capable of this task, sir.
Strength.
Fine. I'll go kill the guy who's like 5 steps outside of my garrison. Hi, what's up? How are things? Oh, excuse me.
Strength and honor.
A rage roar. Yes, for me, your new master. Join me, and I will gift to you your very own clan. And with it, you will bring glory to the Horde and to your family. Join us and reap the benefits of conquest. Oppose us and suffer beneath our heels.
I'm all yours, Commander.
I've identified some high-value targets down in the forest below. When you get near one, you can deploy my solution. Deploy it and the objective will be neutralized with great ceremony.
I'm on it.
You got it, Gazlo. Great way to phrase that.
Our power comes from one another.
The enemy has explosive devices stored in the beach below. We must recover them so they're not used against us. Reports indicate the crates of explosives are scattered on the shoreline. While you search, Durotan and I will carve deeper into Iron Horde territory.
For the honor of the clan.
Durotan?
All I need is a wolf at my side and a fellow warrior at my back.
Ah, Rage Roar. I recognized your scent. We have been waiting for your arrival to begin our task.
In one another, we find strength.
Your ally sent along a goblin, Gazlo, to provide us advice against the Iron Horde. Thus far, he has proven a valuable asset. He has a looking glass set up that he claims can even hear.
Make us proud.
Alright, let's try it. Oh my gosh, it's Orgrim Doomhammer.
For my vanguard. These shores are ours! Leave no enemy alive! Iron will, iron blood. Go forth to victory!
Okay, this is great. Orgrim was one of the biggest characters of the Iron Horde, and arguably one of the main characters of Warcraft 1 and 2. I can't wait to see what extensive, in-depth, fully fleshed-out character arc he has in Talador.
We fight together.
Orgrim leads these orcs. Why has he pledged himself to the Iron Horde?
Run with the pack.
I cannot believe Orgrim would do Blackhand's bidding after all the destruction he's wrought. We must confront him. Join me at the village, and we will confront my oldest friend. In
one another, we find...
Oh, let's not head into battle prematurely. Before we go after Orgrim, let's deal with his troops. Okay.
Never leave. Draka, make your way to the cave the scouts spotted. I will meet the commander at the coastal village.
I wonder. Whatever. But okay. Just gonna pretend I didn't see that. Just gonna move on as though nothing happened. Actually, what they did there is very clever. There is no quest there, but there's a quest indicator. So naturally, most players are going to immediately beeline for it. And once they do, the first thing they'll see is a Draenei woman who's like, hey, on approach, they all get killed, leaving an item on the ground, which is a toy. Ketchia Shred Iron. Your new iron shredders are a menace to your own soldiers. Decommission the prototype and store it in a cave until you've worked out the kinks. Orgrim Doomhammer. Okay. Yes, that's right. They have goblin shredders because Garrosh, remember, is so mechanically minded. He was able to replicate the plans for how to build iron, shredders from memory, with no prep time to memorize them. He's that good. He is so good. Yeah, he was just leveling engineering nonstop. While we were in the Siege of Orgrim, he was like, he had his glasses on, he was going through the books, like, oh, I see. The piston 34A goes into piston 34B. That makes so much sense. Yes, this is truly a warrior's profession. There is... Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Oh, that hurt. Oh, almost died from that. There's only one Garrosh. There's a plot hole, actually, attached to that. God, that bleed hurts. Mario Warrior was an engineer. I don't know what they are now. Like I said, I haven't done anything since BFA. Yeah, exactly, Bragwin. I mean, I hate to keep pointing out the Outland thing, but his ability to recreate all of the stuff from Black Fuse would make a whole lot more sense if we were just in Outland and he could just send for goblins and research and notes that Black Fuse already made, right? But no. I like how my two abilities are disabled. Yeah, it's gonna keep coming up. This should have been Outland. It makes so much more sense if it is. Whoop, 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 whoop. Or am I taking this stupid thing down? Okay. Yeah, this is cool looking and all, but picture what it'd be like being jostled around this rapidly. Ignoring the fact that you're probably breaking bones. Like, you'd probably be vomiting all over the place. Oh. Oh, gosh darn it. Here, take your stupid frickin' thing. Herbalists are just like, oh. Make it stop. Anyways, Blade Duval. Blade Duval, no. And I lost him. Of course. I was hoping for your opinion on the viscerality of Shaman, so I was going to zoom in the camera and actually try to show off a little bit. No, I think you're right, Blade Duval. At least partially, because like every spec's going to be set up a little different, right? I mean, even this, we've actually done Enhancement Shaman before, but I actually have a completely different build this time around. So I have abilities that I didn't even have last time. Like this. That Tri-Elemental attack, the Tri-Talk, whatever thing. I've also got this thing. Starting to hurt. I also need to set up a fire spec. So when I switch back to mage, I can start showing that off. God, the Zanger is everywhere. Look at it. Ugh. Or maybe don't look at it, as we saw back in Gorgoront. The less you have to do with this anger, the better. Oh, okay. You want to play? Oh yeah, no, Enhancement Shaman is kind of silly. I've actually been thinking about it, and I could be wrong, but I think most of the casters in WoW are a little bit less visceral than a lot of the melees. Rogue is, of course, kind of an exception to that, but like think of a warrior, or Enhancement Shaman, or like what Monk we were seeing with Artara Monk the other day. Frost Mage, it's not bad, but like it just doesn't have the same kind of a feel. Which is why I want to show off Fire Mage. And yet, Warlock, I think, is an exception in general. All 3 Warlock specs are just pretty awesome. I mean, have you seen the new effects, Papaneeks? The ones coming out in like a few weeks here? Also BC music. If I ever needed proof that this should have been Outland, there's literally BC music! I'm only slightly joking. Okay, here we go. Let's do this amazing Orgrim Doomhammer scene.
Orgrim! Brother, what have you done? Brother, you have allied with enemy invaders, Duratan. You've chosen your side. Can you not see it? The Iron Horde will destroy Draenor. My visions show me otherwise. See reason, old friend. You must stop this lunacy. War is not a time for reason. Lieutenant, deal with them.
So let's track that, shall we? How dare you side against me? I have visions that tell me this is the right thing to do. And reason, this is not the place for reason. Remember each of those beats, okay? Just keep them in the back of your head. They're going to come back. In this zone.
Commander, I will meet you ahead. I must join Draka.
Actually, I have been giving several Blades of All, basically on a per-zone basis. You may or may not have noticed, but that story score... Like, we've got plenty of story positives, but those story negatives keep climbing up, too. And a lot of that is that. Okay, so now we go this way. I honestly expect Talador might be our very first net negative zone. We'll see. Speaking of, let me just jot down some notes right now. No, I understand. The numbers. I mean, it is updating, right? Is it set to update? Yeah, it looks like it is. Yeah, 90 to 30 is not a bad ratio, but that's not a good ratio, you know?
What you need? Yeah, I'll take care of it, jeez.
I always love a good explosion.
I'm on it!
Prototype iron shredder, huh? Maybe we can get this thing working. They didn't have me to fix it.
Yeah, I'll take care of it, jeez.
The manual for the shredder is wedged in there, but it's missing a lot of pages. We need to find as many as possible. That manual might get this shredder operational. Based on the direction of the wind, I bet they flew towards Archidon siege yards.
Right away!
No, exactly. Pandaria had its issues, especially in the outro stuff, but kinda was crushing it on the narrative axis. It's funny, because Warlords is so much more MSQ heavy. That's unrelated, I swear. Most WoW expansions are going to be more MSQ heavy, pretty much from now onwards. For good and for bad.
We must protect our home.
Have you found the Iron Horde explosives yet?
Protect the weak.
We can use these at the
Be
siege
brave.
yard. The orcs are not the only threat. We may have weakened them considerably, but they still have siege weapons. Sabotage the siege weapons.
Protect the weak.
I could do that.
Welcome, friend of the Frostwolves.
Orgrim will not stop this foolishness, so we must stop him.
Stay strong. Make us proud.
Nearby, a group of Iron Horde took over a key strategic position with surprising alacrity. They used a machine they call the Dread Piston to terrible effect. I believe we need to destroy the machine before moving against the Iron Horde in Turum.
Run with the pack.
These machines the Iron Horde has are unlike anything I had seen before their arrival. Yeah, they're Iron Star artillery. This is not the first time we've seen these, Duratan. Come on, buddy. Work with me. I will give Talador this. Talador this. Very pretty. Look at it. Take it in for a second. That is honestly legitimately gorgeous. Rolling hills, exposed rock, brilliant grass and flowers, autumn trees, lovely lakes, and lots of Draenei architecture, because this is one of the primary places where the Draenei settled. Over there in the distance, you can see Auchindoun, right there. And, as we've actually already showed off, over there's Shattrath, right down there. So we've got Draenei architecture, and we've got a gorgeous-looking zone. Yeah, that's going to get some visual positives, and trust me, Talador needs them. Boo. I was thinking about something during the lunch break. As I mentioned before, one of the bigger complaints around this era of Warcraft was that, I'm tired of being a significant major character. I want to go back to being some random nobody. Now, I've already made my opinion of that clear, but there's some validity there, right? And Lord knows, taking a step back and letting other people have the main focus, there's some validity to that, too. What I find funniest is, in Warlords, and especially in Legion, we're the most main characters we arguably ever get, right? But then BFA came along, and you could really tell they took a lot of that to heart, because the main character takes a huge step back, narratively, and starts being more of a supporting character. But BFA is BFA with all the BFA problems that come with that. Then we become the chosen one out of absolutely nowhere in Shadowlands. And it's like, oh yeah, no, you're actually the ancient secret destined one by the first ones. You know, the guys who predate the Eternal Ones, who predate the Titans. Bull crap, as I've already mentioned. And it's like, okay. And then, here's the part I found funniest, though. Both of those make sense given the colossal behind-the-scenes mess that was BFA and Shadowlands. But think for a second about Dragonflight. In Dragonflight, we weren't the main character. We took the step back, and it was mostly an explorative side character, supportive staff kind of thing. And that worked. And yet, there was a tiny little bit of good storytelling in the background of Dragonflight that some people didn't even notice. Several of the villains in Dragonflight and in War Within both, actually, have recognized that we're the main character. If you don't understand the significance of that, most villains never process that we are anyone of significance. They're just like, I will kill you, foolish, puny mortal. But both Iridikron and who are like, I don't want to deal with you. And so both of their primary plans involve doing everything in their power to not directly confront us. By the way, both villains are still active as of now. Huh. And so I love that Dragonflight and War Within finally allowed us to actually take a step back while simultaneously acknowledging us as MSQ characters, as main characters. It's a neat little combo there.
These monsters must be stopped!
I am too far gone to rescue, but thank you for speaking with me. Blade Master Brellicas has been starved and beat me, and then they stole an heirloom. Should you find it, let me see it once more so I may die in peace. Dude, I'm a shaman. I got your back. It's cool. I'll go kill this guy, and then I'll heal you, okay? Like, there is a very recurring trend in WoW that whatever gets in our way isn't there for very long. For the longest time, that was mostly just a gameplay conceit, but Dragonflight finally dragged that into the narrative. And by the way, I like that. Also true, Blade Javal. I actually legitimately wonder if Dragonflight was inspired by, you know who, over in FF14.
Please help!
I got you, I got you.
What is this place?
Thank you. Now I know it's out of the hands of the Iron Horde that can die peacefully. Or I could heal... Okay. Whatever. It's gonna heal you. I'm not sure of the timeline there, but I'm almost positive that the FF14 guy predates Dragonflight. Okay, that hurts. Wow. Alright, let's bring an artillery shot on that. Yikes. I've noticed that as Miristar. Because, yeah, they call us champion and hero and commander a lot. And by the time we get to the more modern stuff, they start calling us friend. And if you think about it, yeah, we've literally been with them through a whole lot of crap. And regardless of faction, too. I mean, Jaina in particular, we've probably been the person who went in there with her mother to rescue her from you-know-where, right? Tell me she's forgotten about that. Tell me that didn't make an impact on her. I actually know the exception you're referencing, Papa Neeks. I don't remember if we showed that off during the premiere run, but yeah. Oh yeah, that's true. We also helped in Theramore immediately after the bombing. And yeah, we've been with Thrall since practically the beginning. We're probably on a first-name basis with him at this point.
So, what's next, Commander?
I don't know why all these idiots don't just collect all the pages in one piece. Ugh.
Oh, love it!
Lots of detail. Almost as if a goblin wrote it.
Precision Goblin Engineering.
Which they did.
I am here for you.
Frostwolf blood runs thick.
What you need?
Excellent. Excellent. I'll make sense of these pages and get the Iron Shredder operation immediately. While I do that, take a look through my eye and ear. Okay.
Right away.
Sorry if the iron ear smells funny. Nothing to worry about. Why does... Okay. What do I want to go for next? That's an interesting question, Charlord. Unfortunately, as has been pointed out several times, there's only one very tiny thing about Mount Hyjal that happened in lore. And for all intents and purposes, it didn't. So, Mount Hyjal didn't happen in lore. The raid, I should say. And that's been the answer to that since BC. That hasn't changed. Okay. And yeah, we've been with Anduin since he was a kid. There's a possibility that the player character is the one who helped rescue him from Onyxia. I know. His dad gets credit for that. I don't think we did Crash Lightning last time. Let's grab that. Let's see how that feels. Put that up here, I think. Yeah, we'll do that. Hey, it's Orgrim.
Not long ago, we were orcs of many clans, quibbling over scraps in a world that was ours for the taking. Now, as one clan, no enemy can hope to stand against the Iron Horde! We will crush their bones beneath our boots. We will burn their cities to ash. The Iron Tide washes over them!
Yep, that definitely sounds like Orgrim to me. Remember, unified, peace, visions. Yep,
I'm all yours, Commander. Precision Goblin Engineering.
Alright, the Iron Shred is operational. Should be primed and ready for you to shred our enemies in Turum. Head inside, see what damage you can do. Can't say I'm not jealous.
Yeah, I'll take care of it, jeez.
So, let's go have some fun, shall we? I know, right, Papa Neeks? Peekaboo. Great dying words. Your death will be my glory. I don't know, man. I'm not so sure. Khadgar is crazy. You know, like me. I don't know why I like him so much. Enemies eliminated. Warning. The mother has been detected. Warning. Vehicle control overridden. Returning to the creator. Beep boop. Destroy. Destroy. Let's see how you do when you don't have a machine of my design at your disposal. Okay. I'll just kill you with being one of the biggest badasses in the entire setting, then. I guess. If I have to. I love this, by the way. You then have to fight your own... the thing you were just in. With the same abilities you were just using. Have I?
All I need is a wolf at my side and a fellow warrior at my back. In one another, we find strength.
We have the Iron Horde backed into a corner now, thanks to you. It's almost time to enter the city and repel them. First we'll meet Khadgar and some new allies.
Never leave a wolf behind.
Let's go. Khadgar isn't far from here. Hope the visit goes smoothly and quickly, Kenix Cow.
Ah, good to see you.
You've done great work with Duratan, Draka, and Gazlo.
It is a world.
To stop the Iron Horde, we must overcome prejudice and work together, if only for this purpose. Horde, Alliance, past, present, all meaningless in the face of this enemy. You're telling me this? You're... Okay, okay.
When you are ready, we will follow you into Shattrath.
Ready for another seamless transition into a scenario, by the way? Notice we are racing through Talador. We're already done with we're at the final step of the first major arc here. Boom! Look at that. We're in a scenario. Just, God, that's smooth. Gazlo, what are you doing?
Work crew standing by.
Hey, check this thing out. We found an Iron Star, and Thalen over there have been helping me get it fully operational. I think it's ready for action if you want to give it a test roll. Khadgar and the others said they meet you at the entrance to the docks. Maybe run over any Ironhorde you encounter on the way for kicks.
Love it.
Done. So now we're given an Iron Star. It is exactly as terrifyingly dangerous as an Iron Star should be. Because, and this is important, it's an Iron Star. Killing all these people is completely optional, by the way. But, you know, screw them. Look out, Khadgar!
There remains much to be done.
I also like how Murad and Yrel are now green, as they should be. We now must face the Iron Horde fleet. They have a powerful weapon aboard the battleship just off the coast. I know a spell that can clear the way, but it'll take all my focus to channel it. During my incantation, I'll be vulnerable. It'll be up to you and your allies to protect me.
Remain.
For Shatrath!
We got your back, Khadgar.
I can clear the way to the flagship. Hold off these invaders while I finish my spell.
Steel yourselves.
Show them no mercy!
Keep your guard up.
Is there a faction in the extant comparable to the banking clans? So obviously the answer is no. What you're asking is there an economic faction, which is a very common thing in sci-fi. It's like one race of economic people. And no, of course not, that's silly. However,
We must give the wizard more time! Hold the line!
I will admit part of the reason why is I'm still building some of the specific substructure of the economic system of the Empire. No, weirdly enough, having an entire corporation that has the power of a nation
I must rest a moment.
is
The
not something I'm
flagship is
super
up
into.
ahead. I will join you there once I regain my energy.
Draka, join the Draenei in searching for any survivors.
Of course.
Forward! The super weapon is on one of these ships! Follow me!
The macroeconomy is easy and is already figured out. What I've been trying to put together is some of the substructure, which I feel like I just said. Putting the pieces together of what it feels like to be an individual in the Empire, you know? There's some question marks there.
I will not slay so many innocent people.
Oh, hi, Orgrim.
It is you who would make Draenor burn. It is you who must be stopped.
Oh, he's a good guy now.
I will see Draenor burn. You, traitor,
What?
will not.
Really?
We will hold off Blackhand. Destroy that weapon.
Well, anyways, I hope you enjoyed that, because that's the conclusion of Orgrim's character arc.
You are ready to travel to the enemy battleship.
God, that's so bad. I'm giving that a triple. It's so bad. It's the worst example of cut content in the entire game, in my opinion. Like, pay attention for just a second. So Orgrim's like, no, I have seen visions. We must be unified to save Draenor. And then the second time we see, there's this moment where he's like, together we will be one unified clan. We will burn their cities. We will destroy their homes. And then the next time we see him, which is right here, remember, minutes later, he's like, and I'm just going to quote this word for word, I will not slay so many innocent people. It is you who would make Draenor born. It is you who will be stopped. And then he's killed. And that's the end of Orgrim Doomhammer's story arc in Warlords. 3 cutscenes with a gargantuan, clear and obvious gap in between them. Ugh, moving on.
Let's get to work.
They knew, Blade Taval. Why are you sending me over here? Where are you taking me? Why do you want me to do this over here? Oh, that's why.
Don't let this nuisance anywhere near the cannon!
You heard him. Don't let me anywhere near the cannon. You'll regret it. You won't live to regret it, but you'll regret it. Trust me. What's really irritating about all this is one of the only story positives that Talador is going to get for this arc, I should say. It's going to get some arc positives for the other story arc. But for this arc, one of the only positives it's going to get is for the cutscene that's about to happen, because it's a really good cutscene. God darn it. Fucking warlords.
Well then, I'll just have to end this myself.
It's a great cutscene.
I'll take you out with me!
It's also arguably one of the best individual cutscenes for Blackhand, who literally has more story presence than
I need your help with Blackhand.
than
I
Grom
can get
does.
you there. Speak with me when you're ready.
Let's do it.
Be mindful of your...
Like, Blackhand only really has 3 cutscenes, and that's still better than Grom.
That's all you can muster? Weak, brother!
No, he killed Orgrim. No, no.
Didn't anyone ever tell you not to play with fire?
It's over. No one could have survived that.
This vessel is set to blow. We should get to safety.
Bring the cannon around. We'll send both of these ships to the bottom of the sea.
Thanks, Murad.
Murad. How?
In the light, we are one.
Gotta admit, it's a boss way to go out.
I see now. You never belonged with us to return. Our bond is iron. But you are so easily broken. What do you want, little girl?
Your head.
Cannon is in position. On your command.
Prepare to fire.
Such arrogance to believe that you alone could defeat me.
Together.
Wait! They're alive!
I've got them.
You will all die!
Just you.
Now that's solid. It's a great cutscene. And yeah, the layout hands, the emergency. It is a bit Hollywood. That's going to become more of a problem as we go forward. But the lay on hands and the the fact that he was wielding the Draenei mace and she was wielding the axe. Enjoy those positives, Talador. You need them. And yeah, the very obvious Horde versus Alliance HVA stuff is over thing. I've mentioned this before. BFA was primarily written by people who were not really involved in the central writing arc of the older expansions. And it's very clear that in both Warlords, well, Pandaria, Warlords, and Legion, that the HVA was supposed to be done, right? You've already seen a couple of these, and we're going to keep seeing more and more story beats that are very clearly, yeah, we're done with that. And then BFA happened. Also, I'm still sad they killed off Murad here. He is dead, for record. But he did go out like a boss. Putting out the Invuln there as he's dying. And of course, Orgrim is just killed because triple negative. Moving on. Yeah, the entirety of the Shatrith content is gone. Because the whole point was that was supposed to be the big culmination of the Shatrith arc, and, well, the end, as they say.
We fight together, or die alone.
I cannot believe Orgrim is truly dead. Blackhand has carved a hole in my heart, and I intend to destroy him when the opportunity presents itself.
Stay strong.
I have unlocked Ubris. Yeah, Yrel's story arc effectively just ended, too. She has no real narrative presence past this point, with one interesting exception. Oh yeah, I keep meaning to talk about this. So, bonus objectives are weird, because they're tasks, but they're tasks with purpose and design to them. So, I'm debating if we should review them at all, is really what this boils down to. Bonus objectives were invented for Warlords, and have been in every expansion since. They're exactly what they sound like. They're in areas where you're already questing. They have zero story to them. There's no story. It's just kill a bunch of stuff and loot a bunch of stuff. And they're there to give you bonus experience and usually a resource for that particular expansion, like garrison resources in Warlords. Yeah, no, they are a tremendous source of experience if you want to level faster. And they are, as you might imagine, completely optional. So they are tasks. And usually we don't review tasks at all, because usually tasks are just absent game, right? Yes, Magister, that's correct. The only reason that makes me give pause here, and the only reason that makes me think maybe we should qualify them as counting, is because they're pretty particular about where they put them. You know, in the leveling zones and in the areas where you're going to be doing quests, so you kind of naturally flow into the bonus areas. And again, they give you a fairly meaty chunk of experience. Like, to give you a specific example right now, I would gain 25% of a level for doing one bonus objective. Will there be a warrior culture? No. I would have a warrior culture. Who would have a warrior culture? God, it's so weird. Actually, just a few days ago, me and the Star Trek lore money were discussing the benefits and purposes of having alien races as well as non-alien races in sci-fi. The Extant is designed to have both. The benefit of non-alien races is that you can have them be different cultures, different mentalities, different mindsets, but they're still relatable. You can still do things like human-centric politics so that the people who are viewing the fiction, who are humans, can understand and relate to them. And, you know, human-centric things like family and friends and food, all that kind of stuff. You know, Pandorans, despite being walking bears, are humans. You get my point? But there's also a benefit to every now and again having a truly alien culture. A group that is informed by their unique biology or resources or presence. And then you can develop a culture and mentality and personality around that. Good for thought. Well, like, to use the extant as an example, the Azimdi are probably the most alien race I've ever designed. And a lot of their mentalities and personality is informed by the fact that they don't really have biology at all, in any of the traditional senses of the word. So most normal human concepts don't apply to them at all. They don't need to eat. They don't need to sleep. And even basic things like that kind of change how they operate, right? How they think, how they feel, how they move, how they interact with each other. Most Azimdi don't even have a traditional sense of politics. They tend to be social, but they also don't have to be, because there's no necessary reason for them to be. One Azimdi can survive just fine, unlike, say, one human who will probably die left to their own devices. Stuff like that, right? The Vulcans? Nope. The Vulcans are extremely human. Most Star Trek races are human. What actually brought this up was the race in Liaisons in TNG Season 7, who was actually an interesting exposure to an alien race. Even though they look like humans with makeup on, they don't have most of the things that make humans biologically human. They don't have concepts such as taste. They don't have the aggression inhibitor, or not inhibitor. They don't have I forget what it's called, the chemical that causes anger and the aggression survival instinct. And they don't have the same emotional connections. They also don't even have children. They come out of pods fully grown. And the episode did a pretty good job of showcasing how different, how alien they were. It's nice to see that every now and again. But most aliens in Star Trek are humans. Romulans are humans. Klingons are humans. Cardassians are humans. They're all just humans with different cultures. Now, again, it's not a bad thing. It's just, that's a thing.
What?
The difference is I'm not sure they did it on purpose, whereas I will be doing it on purpose. I crafted a few things before we left we may need. Some bombs, grappling hook. I was even able to get one of the goblins to get a spare rocket pack. I'm sure we'll find a use for everything. The Gorduni have only a single path to their fortress, and it's well defended from a large attack. Thankfully, they won't be expecting just the two of us to attempt to break in. Exactly, Blairtevall. I mean, even the Mon Calamari over in Star Wars are humans. Their underwaterness has nothing to do with their culture or their mentality or their personalities. They're just humans who happen to be fishy. This is a great opportunity to take out their defenses and get some target practice. Take these smoke grenades, use it to call in artillery strikes. I do like calling in artillery strikes.
Move forward and scout their gates while you're taking out those catapults. Loktar Ogar!
To use another example, orcs in Warcraft are humans. I'm sure they'd be insulted by that, and that's a damn shame. Now, I think the problem, at least from my perspective, is that too many sci-fi fans over the years have grown to despise the fact that most aliens are actually just humans in makeup. And I honestly don't think that's particularly realistic. As Blaiteville pointed out, writing an actually alien culture is extremely difficult. And carries problems even if you succeed at it. It's a lot harder to relate to a character on a personal level, or to care about someone on a personal level who quite literally isn't like you. And a lot of the precepts and storytelling tropes and concepts we have do not apply in those cases. You have to more or less invent new concepts to make them apply there. Now, you can do that, and people have done that, but there's a reason aliens are so rare. Exactly off the deeper end, which is exactly why Cardassians, despite being reptilians who evolved on a completely different planet and have incompatible biology to us, nevertheless act like humans. That's also true, Magister. Even when we write aliens, they still have shades of humans, because, I mean, honestly, of course they do. Humans wrote them. I've said this before, and this is a real-life theory of mine, that if we ever actually found real-life aliens, we wouldn't even be able to tell.
Commander, over here!
A little louder next time.
Damn these ogres and their magic! I can't find a way to bring the barrier down, so we're just going to have to sneak in around it. I'll go first and clear the way. Meet me on the other side.
Okay. Just climb up here.
Speak.
Now that we're inside, we have much to do. To secure the fortress,
Kill some ogres!
we need to kill the Witch Lord Morkirk. But I don't think we should go straight after him. His 3 lieutenants are all powerful mages, and all of them fiercely loyal. I suspect if we engage the Witch Lord, they'll rush to his aid. Let's take them out so that can't happen.
What is it? Speak.
The Gorduni were given copies of my blades as a gift from the Iron Horde. What do they use them for? Toothpicks! Sure, the blades are low-grade copies, but it's still my design, and I can't stand to think of them in ogre hands for a moment longer. Sir, while we're in there, can you do me a favor and get those blades out of their hands?
What is it?
We seem to have arrived at just the right time. The Groduni have been enchanting armaments for the Iron Horde, and it looks like they haven't picked up the latest shipment. We can put that gear to far better use. Let's go hunt down their shipping containers. I brought some signal flares, so we can call in an air pickup. True, Dragon. Very true. We are weirdos. Hey, how's the fishing? Better luck next time, buddy. I really hope to, Bragwin. I'm still kind of waiting for a group. Like, I think I've actually lost some of the people who could have joined us at Blood Maul. Okay, we've still got Fife and Bragwin, and I believe that's it at the moment. Okay, Pop and Ichtazir, so that's 3. No, I don't think I'd call the Geth. I mean, the Geth, it's a gradient, right? Geth are leaning more alien, so I'll give them that. The real problem is that we don't really interact with any Geth in Mass Effect 1 or 2. We interact with about 1,000 Geth simultaneously. I suppose that's the point, though, isn't it? The pilots? Oh, God. You know, I'm actually going to walk away from that question. I don't know. It has been way too long since I've seen Farscape to give that precise of an answer. Like, I don't I was just picturing Pilot themselves, and I just stalled as I was trying to picture anything about them as a species other than being merged with Moya, and I couldn't come up with anything else. Probably my favorite bit of characterization for the Geth, and this is not a joke, is Legion playing that one MMO, getting flagged for cheating for, you know, playing, like, was it a dozen accounts simultaneously, successfully fought and overturned. And cheating in competitive play, successfully fought and overturned. And then, you know, scolded for actually being unfair and you know, basically toxic behavior to someone else. Successfully, you know, they accepted that and took the punishment for that. Help! Guards! Where are they? Fine. I'll kill you myself. I mean, at that point, it's pretty much an RTS, isn't it, Blade Devil? Small but interesting detail, most of the Gorian mages, as in actual mages, not shamans, use arcane magic specifically. Given that a lot of their arcane power comes from these stones, which are almost assuredly Titan in origin, I've always found that to be a little bit of sense make. Go ahead, tag it. There you go.
Ho-ho!
Oh, wrong one.
Let's kill some ogres!
I like killing ogres. Now with the Vizier's gone, the whole Gorduni enchantment trade with the Iron Horde will come crashing down. Now we can turn our attention to dealing with Morkirk.
Speak. What is it? Speak.
Were you able to get my blades back?
What is it?
Thank you, Commander. With this, another stain on my honor's been removed.
Speak.
Alright, that should be the last one we need. Nothing feels as good as knowing you're stronger than your enemy.
What is it?
Which Lord Morkirk is the leader of the Gorduni. He's the one that set up the Iron Horde trade, and even worse, my former boss gave him one of my best maces. We've got to get that mace back. I mean, we need to kill him to secure the Jovite for your arsenal. Morkirk is an accomplished mage, so you better be prepared. Here, take this rocket pack. Use it if you need to dodge something quickly. Also, if you find my mace, I'd like to get it back. Okay. I mean, yeah, you ever notice that the elves took years to master arcane magic, and yet the humans picked it up instantly? Now, if we're being honest, that's probably a retcon. Or, to be more accurate, they probably don't get credit for that. The original time that was written, it was probably written because, you know, humans are special. But by the time they started codifying the lore, it's pretty clear that they decided to retcon that in as...
You wish to see the power of the Empire firsthand, little one? So be it. I can... for challenging me.
They probably retconned it so that, it had to do with the fact that they're Titan Forged. Whoop, 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 whoop.
I'll erase you from existence!
An empire. Gotta say it right.
Taste the power of the Empire! I'll erase you from existence!
I'm gonna take one of these hits in the face, see what happens. About a quarter of my health. Could be higher.
Blood and thunder, what a battle! What is it?
Get him a mace. Fine work, fine work. Yes, yes. Your combat skills are clearly second to none. I'm honored to be your armorer. Let's get back to the outpost so I can take stock of our new inventory. I saved a few flares to call us in a ride back.
Speak.
Call me cautious, but, are you ready, sir? Yeah. Someone call for a lift. And we're back. I love these quests.
What is it?
The outpost is now fully up and running, and you have enough material to outfit an army. Your army.
Speak.
Also, please let me join your garrison. Okay, I guess. I suppose, if you have to. Now we should. There it is.
Ortichar, traveler.
Yep, nope, that's it. Alright. So. My new army. Malork, my allegiance is to the Alliance, to democracy! But the Alliance is a military dictatorship. Oh yeah. Damn. Oh. Well, that's interesting. Okay, so here's an interesting choice. So we've got Crash Lightning, right? That's this thing. You can't even see it because it only does damage on targets, right? But we can pick one of two talents for it. Either each hit by it increases the damage of your next Storm Strike by 25% up to 6 stacks. So that's 1.5 times damage if you hit 6 targets with it, so anti-AoE. Or, if it hits only one target, like a boss, it automatically activates Wind Fury, and its cooldown is reduced. That's... I like both of those. I'm going to go with the single target for now.
Welcome, welcome.
Arun burns. The Iroquois swoop down from their spires and are turning everything to ash? I barely escaped with my life, but my best friend stayed behind to find his daughter. The others the others say you're a great champion. Please, I beg of you, go to Aruna and find them.
Safe journeys.
Okay, I can do that. But hang on, what are you doing here?
The dark times will pass.
We'll deal
The
with that.
reckoning is at hand.
Let's do this one first. Let me write down some notes first, because that was a really good gameplay sequence we just went through. Fully secondary, as usual. Hell, why did we lose our rank after Legion? I mean, I'll tell you why. The problem is, after Legion, we were one of the most important and powerful people in the world, politically, in addition to personally. I'm sorry, but in Legion, we literally become leaders. Leaders of polities. We run the Earthen Ring. We run the Cenarian Circle. We run the Death Knights of Ebon Blade, etc., etc. We run the Argent Dawn. And the very, very vague excuse they made after BFA was, yeah, everyone went home. Anyways, if there was ever a time to force the player to play a new character one way or another, that was it. Also, I have heard nothing good about that woman, Ross. I'm curious what you're coming up with. Yep, and then we decided to follow Sylvanas and murder innocent civilians for the Horde. Or, conversely, decided to follow orders from Gen and murder innocent civilians for the Alliance. And don't tell me there's no innocent Forsaken. Don't even try. Wow, that's impressive. So I got 5 Bragwin Popeniks. I still need a 4th person. I mean, need is a bit of a strong word, but I would like a 4th person for that. Let me see if anyone's on really quick. Before we start our second arc of Talador. He's not on, and she's not on. Damn. Yeah, I thought she never actually said that. Which is funny, because we have a more modern, also fictional, way to convey the same concept. I mean, bananas can't be more than $10 each, right? Damn it. Do what must be done, Bragwin. I still would rather have a 5th for Blood Maul. So go ahead and do what you gotta do.
Each day is a blessing.
He found his daughter.
Remember the lessons of the past.
Colum sent you. Oh, by the light, I knew I could count on him.
Be well.
It happened so fast. A white-hot flash of light ignited the nearby woods, followed by terrible winds that swept the flames across Aruna. Moments later, Arakoa descended through the smoke. I need to get Milani to Pilgrim's Road. With the Arakoa roaming freely, I fear we'll be run down or worse, taken by the spreading wildfires.
Safe journey.
When the fires broke out, I took my daughter's hand before I fled. It was the right decision, of course, but I do long for some of the things we left behind. I am an artificer, a shaper of crystals and gems. Without my tools, I am just another refugee. Our town records are kept in a memory crystal. With it, I can carry forward the knowledge and legacy of Aruna. Also, my daughter is terrified. It would be a great comfort for her to hold her favorite doll again.
May your days be long, and your hardships few.
Papa, I'm scared. I know, Lightning Buck. But Papa needs you to be brave right now. You remember what you want to be when you grow up? Come on, you just told me this morning. A vindicator. And what are vindicators like? They're brave. That's right. Can you be brave for me, Vindicator Milani? She stands up straight and puffs out her chest. I try. That's my girl. Now stay close to Papa. Let's go. Don't worry, dude. We got your back. So yeah, this is new tech, actually. New graphic tech. And the Arakoa doing their thing. This, well, you get the idea. This is the High Arakoa playing around with their new sun gun. No mercy for the lowborn. How do you know I'm lowborn? You can't fly! But what if I was an evoker? Well, those don't exist yet. Oh, okay. So would WoW elves and Elder Scrolls elves get along? No. WoW elves are, you know, interesting, fleshed out, have a lot of variety and individuals to them. Elder Scrolls elves are dicks. Worthless, terrible monsters that must be put down like the scum that they are. I like how they're in disbelief that we're killing them here, by the way. After all, it is Rookmar's will that they purge in this matter. Surely this is how things must be and should be. I mean, there are people who would have fallen in step with Sylvanas despite everything. So that's probably your answer, Trihexia. At that point, it would have just been straight up civil war. Again. Except when I say civil war, I mean the forces of the entire world unified against one bad faction of the Horde. Again. That again is the important part of that equation. Do you mind? Where is it? Oh, it's outside. I went in there for nothing. Hello, ma'am? Are you alright?
Each day is a blessing.
Are you sure? We've done nothing to provoke the Arakoa. Why would they attack Arona? What do they want from us? I want to run, but I'm too afraid. That leader of theirs will burn me to a crisp. I just know it. He's just inside the inn. Well, let's go kill his face then.
Blessings upon your family.
Face killing more than meets the eye. Artifacts from the greatest age belong to us. You have no claim to them. You realize the Draenei outlive your entire species, right? That's just a thing.
Greetings, friend.
Thank you. You killed them, but what was that he said about an artifact?
Be kind to those less
They came here for an artifact. The miners must have found something in our crystal mine to the north, by the light. Could you imagine how powerful that thing must be to attract them all the way here from the spires? I suppose it's in their hands now. You'd have to be crazy to go looking for it. New quest objective. Go look for it.
Suit yourself. I'm getting out of here.
Guys, I think the game just called us crazy. Yeah, I'm still waiting for a 5th person fight. I'm sorry. It's just like the raiding days all over again. We've got 9 people for Karazhan. It's okay. We've got 36 people for Blackwing Lair. Hated it. I hated it so much. I have never gone back to raid leading ever since, just because of how much I hated it. That stain on my memory has never gone away. Last I checked, they never actually confirmed what happened with the dwarves. Like, definitively. Or I should say the Dwemer. I loathe caves. I barely think I see a thing down here. Don't worry, I'll fix that for you. It reeks of the low races. It smells vaguely like lightning and my own blood. It's very unpleasant. Scour the room. Check every corner and shadow. Do not move the artifact till we can be certain it's a safe.
So, this is what they were after. Thank you for clearing the way.
You're welcome.
Krona Kai Christor.
I was worried my little act wouldn't fool you, but you played your role perfectly. In fact, I'd like to ask for your help again.
Do not lose faith.
That's quite enough of this illusion, I think.
Ah, much better.
Hi, Iskar.
Destroy that wretched prism. We cannot risk it falling into their hands. Now, just relax. You and I are going to have a chat. Forgive my deception. I had to appeal to your sympathy in order to play you against Kyrex. I have expected him to vaporize you, but you dispatched him quite handily. An impressive display, though it was your decision to enter the mine that truly piqued my interest. Your desire to reveal the truth behind the attack. Fearlessly delving into the unknowable, seeking answers in the dark. I am Iskar. And now that you have become acquainted with the Arakoa, I wonder if you might aid me in subverting them.
Hi, Iskar. Oh no, this is definitely intended to be the hook into Arak. The problem I ran into is I was trying to provoke this quest chain to do before we did Arak. Yesterday, I guess it was. The problem is, if you're paying attention, this quest chain is pretty far in to this zone. You have to essentially do about half the zone to even unlock it. So I just walked away from that.
Draw back the veil.
Not all Arakoa are alike. He lifts his sleeve to reveal a mangled, useless wing. It is no illusion. They did this to me. Before I was even given a name, I was given a place in the society. At the bottom. We are many. We make our homes in the places this world has forgotten. Baal Shadara was such a place, but the adherents have found it and started a purge. For morale. For fun. Help my people escape and we'll be in your debt. When the sky burns, it pays to have allies in the shadows.
The shadows are restless.
What's doubly weird is, honestly, this quest, even though it's supposed to be a lead-in to Arak, feels misplaced. If anything, this should probably be a little bit after Arak and just restructure the dialogue a little bit. Have Iskar be like, it was me this whole time. Sorry for the deception, friend. I was hoping you could help us against a holdout of the High Arakoa. Because this quest leads more smoothly into Tanan than it does into Arak. The actual opening of Arak is basically perfect. I even gave a positive for it, or 2, I think, when we got there. You walk in, there's refugees fleeing, and then there's burning. And then you meet Rashad. Here, Iskar is almost entirely focused on vengeance and trying to do everything he can to destroy the Higher Akoa, which, not to spoil, naturally leads into Tanan. Shrug.
What are we without the sky?
I was a wing guard myself once upon a time. One afternoon I was caught away from my post. I just wanted an hour to watch the festival. Kuan was supposed to cover for me, but instead he sold me out to gain favor. They plucked out my eyes, broke my wings, and threw me off the spire. Yet I am the fortunate one. For if Iskar hadn't found me, I'd have died there. And now, Kuan shows his face at Vale Shadar on the same day that you show up willing to kill for coin. Fortunate indeed.
Keep to the shadows.
That's a cold way to put that, but that is kind of what questing is, isn't it, if we're being honest with ourselves.
Shadows gather.
He narrows his eyes and looks you up and down. So you're Iskar's hired hand. Well, I care not whether you're an orc or an overgrown moth, so long as you're willing to help. The adherents of Rookmar are close-minded fools. They forbid the study of shadow magic, branding as heretics anyone who dare seek answers in the dark. We kept many tomes of forbidden knowledge in Vale Shadar. Bring any you find to me, and I will reward you for keeping them from the flames. Hang on a sec. Let's turn these in first. I did it, Papa. I made a wish. That wish was to lose access to my freaking chat. There we go.
May the light embrace you. Be kind to those...
Their deaths will not bring back Aruna, but it does give me some comfort to know that some can stand against them.
Dionis Haka.
These are more than mere objects. They are our livelihood, our past, our future, our comfort. They are pieces of us.
Safe journey.
Thank you.
Be well.
What is that book you have there?
Be kind to
my
those
notes.
less fortunate.
And the chaos I completely forgot. That is my life's work. I cannot thank you enough.
Remember the lessons of the past.
The raid's roar saved what is left of Aruna. Let him leave in peace. Time to mass murder people. I mean. Kill for coin. Much more interesting way to put that. Hi. I was hired to kill you. What? You know, do eyeballs and void tentacles need to keep coming out of these books? Can't we just write books that don't have those in them? Is that possible? Is that something we can do? Okay, that was a void beam. It's better. Probably burns a bit more, but improvement. Let's hit the wrong button there, why don't we? Look, we need to adjust the political landscape of the elemental plane of air so it better suits our purposes. I know it sounds evil, but I mean, we're doing it for good cause. It counts, right? Like, that makes it okay. Right? We do the same thing with fire, come to that. What's actually funny is, in the fire case, it's a little bit more understandable. In air's case, we very specifically pick someone who is going to be our backer, and say, we will help you gain control if you then back us, and he says, sure. Pretty straightforward political deal. In fire's case, it's like, alright, so there's one guy who's willing to acknowledge that we exist. And there's another guy who has a single party platform. Kill all mortals. So we back the not kill all mortals guy. I know. Shocking, really. Would you stop murdering people so I can rescue them, please? God. Let it. Quit murdering so I can stop killing. That's actually irritating. They keep killing people before I can save them.
A dark wind is blowing.
Speaking of fortune, I count yourself lucky that I was not among the defenders in Aruna, or you'd have seen both ends of your guts before you laid eyes on the Fire Sage. Ah, sometimes I miss those days. Here's your coin.
Tread carefully. This curse has not broken me yet.
What kind of sick individual burns a book full of perfectly good dark arts?
Beware the burning sky. Do not believe your eyes.
Mark my words, Aruna and Veil Shadar were just the beginning.
Remember, the sun burns the flesh. Only in shadow will you find refuge.
Sure thing, Iskar. Whatever you say, buddy. You've probably been wondering, where the hell is Liadrin? Like, she was one of the main names that came over with us and survived the events of the Dark Portal. What the crap is she?
Cover Caribou at all costs. March forward the
We will stand by you, Exarch. No demon will set foot in Auchindoun on my watch.
Oh, hey, it's Maladar.
I hope you're right. The dead grow fearful. Something truly dark is coming.
And Liadrin, of course.
I answer to the light.
We'll have to catch up later. We have bigger problems.
Remain vigilant.
Auchindoun's under attack. The Akanai are valiant warriors in their own right, but they cannot hold against these endless demon hordes alone. We came here to stop the Legion from engulfing Draenor. Together is our best shot. I need you to thin out the demons' numbers so we can regroup our forces and push forward on the burning front.
Fight well.
Baladash, Malanore.
It's good to see a Horde champion joining the fight. Auchindoun's defenses are faltering quickly. The few Akanai soul priests down on the front are working fervently to maintain them. Soulbinder Nutulani went inside the nearby Tomb of Lights to retrieve a backup power pylon and hasn't returned.
The reckoning is at hand.
State your business.
Manduel Skycaller was sent on a sensitive mission to Jarun Mine, but hasn't returned for hours. I suspect he requires assistance. I'll let him brief you on the situation when you find him, but he's likely deep in the mine. You should report to Agela, a local Draenei miner. She agreed to cooperate with us in exchange for helping her regain control of the mine.
The reckoning is at hand.
Hold on a second. Hello, Soulbinder Niami. Remember her? She was in Shadowmoon during one of the early quest chains with Talador, which led to the reveal of Socrathar.
Have you any news?
A band of Shadow Council orcs stole the heart of Auchindoun. The heart powers all of Auchindoun's defenses. Thankfully, we're able to save its core and one of its 4 pieces. The warlock Omog Blackheart, who was a boss in Auchindoun back in the day, is using Karabun, one of the stolen pieces, to power the largest portal of the demon front. Return Karabun to me.
We will persevere.
Oh, absolutely, Izmirstar. Honestly, Blood Elves and Draenei work very smoothly together, culturally and, practically. You there. We need to stop the flow of demon reinforcements. Do you see the floating crystals? Those resonators are powering the portals, unleashing hell on our forces. We need you to take them out.
This too shall pass.
Oh yeah, by the way, sorry, I did actually mean to point that out. You notice there's only a few blood elves here. But they brought a bunch of blood golems. Blood is not quite accurate. That's branding. They're not golems powered by blood. They're golems powered by anima. These are the anima golems they took from the Thunder King. And have perfected for their own use. Not the last time we will see those, by the way. Anyway, yeah, that's Vindicator Nobundo. If that name means nothing to you, don't worry about it. But yeah. Little references like this don't bother me, because that's just a nice, quiet little in the background, you know? What is going on down here? Hello? Akanai? Hello?
Hold your ground. We have to protect the wounded.
Yeah, we're also fighting the Burning Legion for arguably the first time since BC. If you remember, we barely did that in BC. Ironically, the only legion we really fought of note over in BC was Socrathar.
Don't give up, Soulbinders. Auchindoun must be protected.
You look like you can fight. We need to get out of here.
We are sworn to Auchindoun's protection. Keep up the defenses.
We came here to retrieve a reserve pylon to power Auchindoun's defenses, but it's been pinned in the... We've been pinned by this... We've been pinned to this position by the Shadow Council for hours. I need to get these injured back to Exarch's refuge, but we need the backup system. Please, gather the Arcanite crystals and an Arcanite pylon from the tomb, and meet me at the refuge as quickly as you can.
I lead the wounded to safety. Cover our escape.
Stop breaking my bots. Why does everyone always break my bots? Yeah, Talani's been fighting for hours. That's got to be exhausting. Please. Somebody, anybody.
Arkinan Poros.
Down there. Horrible. Bodies everywhere. Dark ritual, please, you must stop it.
Dionysaka.
Stop what? What's going on down here? I think you know the answer to that, Trihexia.
Tagor! Destroy the intruder! These souls are nearly mine!
So interesting small bit of world building here. Something we haven't had cause to talk about too much is there's an interesting asterisk to consuming souls for energy, personally. Every single time someone does this kind of thing, it is deleterious to do so. So, let me explain this very, very simply. Let's say I consume Papa Neeks' soul, and I gain, let's say, 50 energy from doing so. Sweet. By the way, Spinebreaker was a guy in BC. Just point that out. So I'm like, wow, that was great. So I consume someone else's soul, and from that soul I gain 45 energy. Oh, that's not as good. The third soul I eat gives me 30 energy. And so forth and so on. So it leads to this non-stop escalating descent of requiring more and more and more and more souls. Until you reach a point of essentially insanity, right? Like, all you can do is just constantly consume souls. We see this a few times. Like I said, it doesn't show up very often. Terengar is an example of that. One of the Death Knight artifact weapons has the same consequence, deliberately. It was actually designed to have that addictive property by the Nothrazim who built it. The Maw of the Damned. Yeah, the Blood Axe. Couldn't think of the name, but yeah. And yeah, it gets to the point where you are constantly hungry for more souls, but you are not satisfied at all. It's actually kind of fascinating. To my knowledge, there's no under-the-hood explanation for why it works that way, but they are pretty consistent about it. I mean, that makes sense, Papa Neeks. By the way, the literal name of this quest is we must construct additional pylons. Just don't like sharing that. Let's see, where was I going for? Of course, sir. What, can't you? Shamans have more limited transformation capacity, though, whereas druids, that's like a regular bread and butter thing. To my knowledge, shamans can only turn into a wolf, and of course, their ascended form. And obviously, most shamans can't ascend. That's kind of a thing limited to us. Good lord. Frickin' warlocks, am I right? Chain summoning jackasses. They don't talk about the polymorphing all that often, though, for shamans, because it's not really a big deal for them. Again, not like druids, who that's kind of bread and butter. Cottage industry, you might say. In lore, it probably depends on which specific patrons you have, really. Like, Game Geek over there grants me power, so I can turn into a geek of video games. And that's pretty cool, but it doesn't really change much. At least not in my case. Like you're putting that towards. That would be nice, Papaneeks, but it depends. I still need that fifth person. Still don't have another person to help with this. DMD block. Entropy 02 and Undertale yellow. And thank you, Game Geek, as always. Whoops, I forgot to grab the thing. I should probably go do that. I love this new fell ground, by the way. Much higher density, texture, detail. We'll go with detail than we used to have back in BC. I wouldn't say a bunch, but there were a couple of people. It's not like FF14 where I have a constant squad of people jump scaring me everywhere. None of my viewers actually play WoW. I'm joking, but it does feel that way sometimes. Like, we play FF14 and there's like 20 people there, and we play WoW and there's like 3. I've always found that funny. Yeah, there's no Giga, that's the problem. We fulfill our Giga requirement. Do you need help, Nabundo? Yeah, apparently he didn't need help. Alright, well, whatever.
You bring news?
We can take it from here. Light's blessing to you, Shaman.
Never back down.
It'd be cool, Nabundo. If you think about going towards the elements, you know, there's nothing wrong with that.
Let us speak.
I trust you have Karaboon. I'm not known for my patience when the countless souls inside Auchindoun are in danger.
Melanora Akal.
Ah, her lips curl into a smile. Well done. Only 2 pieces remain. I've already dispatched my soulbinders to track them down. Oh, cool.
The stronger spirit will always triumph.
You know, I don't actually know, Ira. We also lost Mr. Red because he's...
The defenses will not falter. We are Auchindoun's protectors.
We lost Mr. Red because he's doing some RL thing, too. I don't know what. It's none of my business.
Anaria Shala.
So,
Sharel Aran. Aldiel Shala.
If Terengar gains control of Auchindoun, the results will be catastrophic.
Sharel Aran.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Concentrate, sisters. We must maintain Auchindoun's defenses.
Do you have the Arcanite Pylon and the crystals?
The defenses will not falter. We are Auchindoun's protectors.
Light bless you, hero. We need to hold out as long as we can so Niami can track down the remaining power shards. This pylon will help take the load off of the soul priests. Yeah, Five said they had to go deal with dinner. So it was so.
Pleasantries can wait.
We no longer need we no longer have a need to work alongside the Akanai champion. I've arranged for their lead soulbinders to continue to advise us, but I believe any action is best left to us at this point. Meet me as Sunsworn. I can sense more demonic taint. We may be able to track down the remaining power shards at the source.
Fight well. The Legion won't give up so easily. Akandun is too valuable to them. Exarch, have your soulbinders meet me at my camp. I intend to stop Terrangor before he unleashes more demons.
So you can tell it's Mira Stars in Europe because she
The light comes for you!
just underwent surgery and isn't bankrupt from it.
Belayadoros, Dionysaka.
Aeon sent you. Oh, help has arrived.
Clear skies and safe journeys.
The drone mine is in trouble. We recently unearthed an exceedingly large and powerful arcane crystal. However, something has gone terribly wrong and the energy is flooding into the mine. The Akanai have already sent their Vindicators to assist us. Speak with Vindicator Daru. He'll know how you can help.
Always glad to help.
There's a rare breed of moth in Talador known as a mana feeder. These moths sustain themselves by feeding on arcane dust. Typically speaking, these moths are nothing more than a nuisance. However, they're now gorging on the intense arcane energy flooding onto the mine and have become highly territorial and aggressive. I have attuned this crystal to disperse their energy. Please use it on them to soothe them.
Please be careful.
Alright, how many people got through here and killed like 15 of these things before wondering why they weren't getting any quest progress? You'll notice I am not raising my hand on that, because I actually read the quest text. However, when I went back through here a second time with some friends, guess what happened immediately? It was actually quite funny, because I was like, what are you guys doing? We're killing the moths. Why are you killing the moths? Well, because I mouse over them, it says 0 of 8. Yes, but... okay. We must save the moths by any means necessary. And yeah, I'm pretty sure she gave up Keldarar to Silvermoon or something. I'm not even sure what. There was a quest about it back in Wrath, but I don't know how canon that is at this point. Well, it sucks to be them then, Leda Fairy. Stab! And now they're dead. As it should be. Quest skippers deserve to die. You can quote me on that. That goes for FF14 as well. Cutscene skippers, death. Instant execution. No parole. No, do it, do it. Yep, straight to jail, also known as death. I mean, there was a brief period of time there where they kept attributing player stuff to, that's true, where they kept attributing player stuff to characters. There was near universal backlash on that, so they walked away from that.
How can I help? Clear skies and safe journeys.
Okay, we're now level 40. If now is not high enough in order to go access Nagrin, I don't know what is. Not that we're going to do that now. That'll hopefully be... tomorrow? I guess that'll be tomorrow. We'll see. Tomorrow's going to be a half day at best. Frickin' server reboots. Such power. Such potential. The latent energy in this crystal shall go to waste no longer. Your lust for our power overcomes you, Kael'Naria. I will not allow you to destroy this mine. How naive you are. This place is nothing but a husk, a shell, to be torn and discarded from the fruit of power that I shall devour. the Vindicators welcome you, Rageroar. It appears one of your allies has arrived, mage.
Anu Belore de la Na.
I told Liadrin we would take care of this situation. The last thing the Sun's Sworn right now is to lose the trust of the Arcanine.
Farewell.
Kelnara will not stop until she's drained every last drop of arcane energy from the crystal and destroyed the entire mine in the process. The arcane shield she guards herself with cannot be penetrated by normal means, but I have a plan. If I had a focusing crystal powerful enough to momentarily pierce her shield, then she could be dealt with. Fortunately, we're in the perfect place to build one. Start by bringing me some arcane essence from the creatures rampaging through the mine.
Salama Ashalanore!
Arcane crystals of this size and power are quite rare, even on Draenor. It's no coincidence the Draenei built Shatrith and Auchindoun so close to this mine. I'm interested in learning more about these particular crystals. Return to me some unrefined ones. I'll make sure you're adequately compensated for your efforts.
We will have justice!
And yeah, the Blood Elf woman there just kind of losing herself to arcane draining. I don't know what else to call that. Like, this place is a feast to anyone who happens to tap into arcane power, and that's not a small group of people, actually. I shouldn't even say arcane power, it's just magical power of any type. I've actually wondered before, hypothetically, based on the rules of the setting, a Blood Elf, to use a specific example, would probably be able to satisfy their hunger for magic via other sources, right? Just like they can use Fel to that effect. I wonder if any magical beings would be willing to, you know, feed them, for lack of a better way to put that, and turn into Blood Elf shamans as a result. I don't know, I'm just, you know, spitballing. I mean, we already have Blood Elf Druids, so no change there. By which I mean, that would make sense. Did you stop rampaging for 5 seconds? No! Mr. Rampage. Well, you know, truthfully, I don't remember Euro. That was in July. I tend to keep my ear to the ground for any kind of economic news, especially when it comes to companies that intersect with game development. So, finding out that Humble Bundle did that just kind of hit my radar. No, nothing now is Miristar. Again, this is back in July. It's been a minute. They fired their entire staff and replaced them with an AI. Now, there was an addendum to that. This is doubly funny considering it's been, what, 6 months, 7 months since then? And that addendum was, hey, yeah, so this is just part of a restructuring. We're going to turn the company into something new after we finished firing everyone and replacing them with AI. Nothing has happened since then. So, who knows if that was just smoke and mirrors, marketing talk, the beginnings of an idea that never finished, or even just outright lies.
We will persevere. Death to all who oppose us.
Retrieve the essence for me.
Remember the sun.
This will do nicely. Just need a suitable crystal.
Death to all who oppose us. Salama Ashalanore.
In order to break through Kael Linara's... God, that word. Kael Linara. Oh my god. Kael Linara's shield. Kael Linara's shield. We need to focus in crystal of rare power and equality. Within the mine is a giant known to the Draenei as Endure. The giant has slept beneath the rocky earth for ages, but due to Kael Nyara's recklessness has been awakened. The heart of a crystal giant is a truly powerful artifact. Defeat him, return to me with the crystal. Once I have the heart, I'll have everything I need.
We will have justice.
Our Draenei brothers and sisters of the Alliance warned us of the Blood Elves' lust for magical power. If such is the cost of their aid against the Legion, I will gladly fight the demons alone. Really, dude? Frickin' Alliance, could you stop poisoning the well, please? mean, you gotta imagine there's magic, literally inherent magic, but also like magic artifacts and stuff, in Dalaran to keep them fed. We know mana crystals literally can keep a Blood Elf fed. And, I mean, we'll see that again in Legion, click. But, you know, point remaining. Okay, this kind of hurts. Okay, this really hurts. Holy crap. The heart is cold to the touch and pulsating with arcane energy.
Our enemies will fall.
Do you have the crystal heart?
Remember the Sunweb.
The focusing crystal is complete. When you're ready, I will use the crystal to shatter her shield. However, it is unsafe to confront her within the mind. The moment her shield is down, I'll teleport us to a safe location outside. She'll be far easier to deal with there. Speak to me when you're ready to begin.
The reckoning is at hand.
On your guard, Rage Roar. Once I break through the shield, I will teleport us outside. My Vindicators will handle things here. May the light return you both in safety. This has gone on long enough. Your madness ends here, Kael Lynara. Wait? What do you... No! You fools. I'll make you pay for the interruption. Rager, I can only channel this berry for a short time. You must defeat her before it's too late. Enough! Once I dispose of you interlopers, nothing will stand in my way. No. It was not supposed to happen this way. Ah, her betrayal was unfortunate. I'll inform Astalos what to become of his apprentice. When you're ready, I'll teleport you back to the mine.
Victory lies ahead.
A wise elder of my order once told me, "Through power is the strength to act, and the wisdom to know not to act." May these words and the memory of Kael Lynara stay with you on your journey. Thank you for your assistance, Rager. I'm sure we'll meet again in due time. Oh yeah, and by the way, this would make more sense if this was Outland. So let's read the letter she dropped. Dear Kael Lynara, it is with great regret that I must inform you I am relieving you of your duties as my apprentice. I blame myself for being mistaken of your potential. I hope you can understand that even the most talented of mages sometimes make mistakes. At least now you can put your ineptitude behind you and pursue a reasonable goal. Perhaps basket weaving may prove more suitable to your talents. Unfortunately, I do not associate myself with basket weavers, specifically, and I am too busy to write you a recommendation. Please return to Azeroth at your soonest convenience. Astalor. Dick. Astalor literally drove her to this insanity. That level of desperation. And yeah, it's literally called a tear-stained letter. Astalor was actually in BC, by the way. And that makes sense. BC was back when the Blood Elves were evil dickheads, for the most part. There he is. So I'd like you to imagine for me, just for a moment. I just walk up. Excuse me, are you Astalor Bloodsworn? Oh, yes, you're the commander of the Horde forces here in Outland. What can I do for you? And we just slug him right across the face. We don't kill him. No, we don't do anything else. It's just wham! No explanation. And then we turn around and walk away. And he's just left there on the ground, probably unconscious. Like, and then he wakes up later like, what? Huh? I don't understand. Yeah, no, let's just make that canon. This is Outland. We're in Terrakar. He decides to dismiss her to go back to Azeroth, because it's just that easy to just go back to Azeroth. What a strange orc custom. What? Ugh, jackass. Actually, that's true. We only see him once more after this, and it's in a vision in BFA for the Heritage Quest. So, yeah, it's entirely possible we actually just removed him from service. However you want to take that.
I am the Blade of the Light.
There is still much to be done before we can leave Auchindoun with peace of mind.
Remain vigilant.
Granted, I'm thinking of that from the perspective of an orc, which, you know, I happen to be playing right now. But I could picture, like, someone else walking up to him, just walking up and say, "Hi. Yeah, hi, I'm the commander. You're dismissed." "What? How will you power these golems without me and my expertise?" "I am fairly certain we will make do." Don't worry. I actually hear they have need of excellent basket weavers back in Azeroth. I think if you apply quickly, you might get ahead of the curve.
Light's blessing to you.
I've learned that the Shadow Council is using the nearby Deathweb spider venom to spread fell corruption and augment their forces after their defeat at the Burning Front. One of my soulbinders saw a Dreadlord head into the eastern mines of the Shatari, one of the remaining pieces of the heart of Auchindoun. I need you to wrestle the Shatari from the Dreadlord's quivering corpse and bring it to me, champion.
Be brave. You are not alone.
I'm worried about Niami. She is so focused on retrieving the heart of Auchindoun, she seems to have lost sight of everything else. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to belittle her wisdom, but look around. Every soldier we send to the mines has been gravely injured by the spiders. Their wounds need attention. Can you retrieve some fangs from them? I'll use it to create an anti-venom, but I need to stay here to keep them stable until then. Hello, Huthor. How are you?
Anaria Shola.
This Deathweb spiders are remarkable creatures. Their venom twists the very forms of their victims. We're not the only ones privy to this information. The Shadow Council has already dispatched its warlocks to infuse them with fell energy, so the venom turns them into demonic minions. We must destroy the defiling crystals to prevent all of Talador from bending to Terengar's will.
Farewell.
Well, the first arc in Talador was a gigantic bundle of negatives. I know I've talked about it several times, and I even referenced it before we got into it, but it really is, having just gone back through it today, it really was, I'm Orgrim, and I'm evil. Very next cutscene. I'm Orgrim, and we will burn their cities to the ground, and we will destroy their people. Third of 3 cutscenes. I will never use my power to fight innocents. You're the evil one. And then he's killed off camera. No exaggeration, no hyperbole, no skipping steps. That is Orgrim Doomhammer's story arc. And it's made even worse because the whole fight the Iron Horde to save Shatrath arc is so truncated that we ran through it in like half an hour. Now granted, I like to keep a pretty good pace when I'm questing in WoW. But even by my standards, that was too fast. There's something you're not going to hear me say very often. A quest arc that was too fast. By contrast, Hail Ainara and her arc was actually more engaging and interesting, despite being literally a secondary quest, as opposed to MSQ. Christ. Gameplay's been legit. Try to be shocked. Warlord quests are good quests. Yeah, hit me, Huthor. I mean, I would probably call Orgrim evil. But, like, evil like Grom was evil, you know? Not actively malevolent so much as kind of uncaring and, you know, selfish. There's a gradient there, you know? There's some... There's some layers in between just yes or no. Having said that, yeah, Orgrim was never that particularly bad of a person. Certainly not compared to some of the others. Compare and contrast him to, say, Blackhand, for example. The original Blackhand. Or obviously Gul'dan is a good counterexample, too. Oh no! Oh no! Hey, Spartan. Oh, maybe you could be our fifth. Hang on. So we lost 5. Ah, I hate getting a group together so much. God damn it. So it takes place after Blackrock Foundry. Okay. Final stand against the Ironhorde. First half is purely Ironhorde bosses. Okay, I'm with it. So you're like fighting out from the city, or are you fighting in to reinforce the city? Let's explore the mine, she said. I need a sample for research, she said. Why did I listen to her? Please find my other friends. When you save them, I'll reward you back at camp. Sure. Yeah, follower dungeon was the moment we hit Dragonflight, all of the dungeon problems are going to go away instantly. If we have just me, or one other person, or 2 other people, or 3 other people, or 4 other people, we're good. I'm a Blood Knight in training, so I can handle a spider too, but when I fell, 100 glowing eyes lit up the darkness. Yeah, we're not going to think about that ever again. And the best part is, it's dynamic. So if we start and someone pops in and says, hey, I can join you, the answer will be yes. Nah, go have your fun at your birthday. We don't have our 5th person right now. Or I guess more accurately, our 4th. So this means we'll probably have to put off Auchindoun and Blood Maul. Or Blood Slag. No, Blood Maul is right. I'm right. One of these green spiders just bit me. It was just a scratch. No pain, no fame, am I right? Anyway, I can find my way back, but one of my party is still missing. Please find them. Okay. $30, 35 to 67, but honestly, the closer to 67, the better. We've already discovered that. In fact, I'm thinking about lowering, or excuse me, raising that minimum level to just 60. 60 to 67. Because we've had some really good luck with that level range. And I've noticed that when we drift out of that, we don't. Okay. Spiders? Why did it have to be spiders? Okay, hang on. Let me go ahead and spend this talent right over here really quick. Get rid of that. Okay. Hang on, Spartan. Hang on. Let's go with... she's under everything. We'll go with... you. Happy birthday, Dr. Spartan! Sorry. How do you smell me? Everyone keeps saying I'm smelly. It's starting to get a little insulting. It's like 3 times just in this zone. I thought I smelled you. Interesting. 35 is really low. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm going to stand by my previous statement and kind of raise the lower limit to 60. I'm willing to wait to get the proper experience there. I mean, you've noticed there's a reason why I constantly take my 67 to this kind of thing. Hey, Aralia. Whoop. The Paragon of Warriors, huh? I mean, the obvious answer to that is Varrock, but... Varian was supposed to be a Paragon of Warriors. That... Well, I think you know my opinion on that. And Garrosh was arguably a Paragon of Warriors, but, well, he had his own issues on that, too. I'm never going on one of her expeditions ever again. I still hear them glittering and chuttering. Aw. Poor guys.
Don't give up, Soulbinders. Auchindoun must be protected.
Do you have the fangs? We do not have much time.
We are sworn to Auchindoun's protection. Keep up the defenses.
Bless you, Raedra. There have been enough innocent lives lost today.
Tulani, go to Telmor and meet with Soulbinder Edra. She has retrieved the final fragment and brought it there.
Right away.
I am listening.
Did the foul demon have Shatari like we thought? Actually, yes.
The strongest spirit will always
as I suspected. Thank you. With Shatari back in their possession, there's only one piece of the heart left to retrieve.
Be brave. You are not alone.
We will persevere. Salama Ashalanore.
Anaria Shala.
You've proven yourself more than capable in battle. There may be Shadow Council forces all around Auchindoun, including near Telmor. I want you to join Soulbinder Tulani at Telmor to make sure the crystal makes it safely to Auchindoun. I know I can trust you to get it done.
Aldiel Shala.
Yeah, on screen, it's probably Varrock. Memes and jokes aside, dude was a colossal badass. Oh, wow, Uthor. Burn, as they say.
The defenses will not falter.
It's not safe here.
Auchindoun's protectors.
The Shadow Council has already taken the city.
Concentrate, sisters.
They killed Edra and took the crystal from her.
Auchindoun's defenses.
The captain of the guard, Restolon, tried to stop them and he took him into the cathedral. If we could just get this crystal, we could reunite the heart of Auchindoun and turn its defenses on fully. We cannot afford to fail now. You're the only one left who can do it. You have to find him. He'll know where they took it.
Come, speak with me.
We had to escape Telmor with what fuel we could save. Someone disabled Leaf Shadow's cloaking field. I know not who, but I suspect it had to have been one of our own. We'll retrieve our livelihoods in time, but we cannot risk losing our artifacts. If you are able, bring Leaf Shadow, our registry, and our prayer book to safety.
We will endure. Greetings.
We thought we were safe behind Leaf Shadow's cloaking veil. He wipes the blood from his face. Someone told the Shadow Council's forces how to disable it. We were able to hold them off at first. Most of the town was slaughtered at the attack. Please, you must avenge our fallen.
Mano Ekta, my friend.
Yeah, warriors have always taken a bit of a center stage in Warcraft. Shrug. I don't have much to add to that. Ironically, the other class that tends to show up a whole lot is Mage. Telmore is lost. The Shadow Council is dragging our fallen into piles and feeding their souls to their leader. There's blood on my hands. Please, if anyone reads this message, burn the bodies of our fallen so the enemy cannot use them. That will not prevent them from draining their souls, sir. Just pointing that out. I thought Greymane was a rogue. I'm actually not sure, so... Listen, we've had too many orcs, okay, Kuthor? We need to have less orcs. Greymane's a worgen. Yeah. That's valid. I like all of it. I am curious, as a curiosity, what you would do with Kilrog, if anything, Uthor. Yeah. Hi. I'm a hasted fighter in melee. What gives you haste? I'm Fury Spec. Oh. Can I dispel that? No. Oh. I mean, you could just have Kilrog in there. You don't even need demonic Kilrog. You can have him as part of the initial Shadowruth raid. That is interesting to think about. Rogues have poisons or, you know, the shadows, magically augmented attacks. Obviously, enhancement shamans are literally elementally enhanced fighters, as I've been showing for the last couple hours now. Let's see. Paladins are literally priests who channel the holy light into, you know, a giant-ass mace, or whatever's appropriate. Monks are shamans, again. Different shamans, but they're still shamans. Channeling spirit energy specifically, so key. Druids use... Druids are kind of weird in their melee form, but, I mean, shape-shifting, you know. Hunters are actually druids as well, at least in terms of overall, like, where they gain their magic from. So yeah, again, nature, just like you just said. Wait, are you allowed to add story to Tanan Jungle? Hang on, let me check with the judges on that. Judges, Huthor wants to add actual story to Tanan Jungle instead of that stupid garrison campaign we're not even doing on camera because it's a weekly quest. And it's stupid. Huh. Judges are voting in your favor, Huthor. Color me shocked.
Receive my gift, Vorbor. You will be the first of a new breed of conquerors.
A fell war. Kind of. Not really, actually. A little different. Now, if you'll excuse me, I need to write down Trihexia's thing. See ya. And that's going towards Hi-Fi Rush, Killzone, and Guild Wars 1. And thank you, as always, for being part of the show, Trihexia.
Come, speak with me. This too shall pass.
I am too injured to fight, Shaman. I have failed my city and its people. This battle is yours. Vorpal waits just ahead. He's trying to use Oknaru's powers for some kind of dark ritual. You must do what I could not. Cut Vorpal down and retrieve the heart of Auchindoun.
Never back down.
Done. What's up, buddy? How you doing? I'd go with Anduin. That doesn't say Lothar. Tarangar said we would have the bodies and he would have the souls. Yeah, it sounds like Tarangar.
You bring news? Mano Ekta, my friend.
Well done. I'll take Oknaru to Auchindoun. The Shadow Council has no place in our land. It's true.
We will endure. Mano Ekta, my friend.
I fear even with the heart intact, Auchindoun's defenses may not be enough. The Shadow Council has eyes everywhere. We must deny Tarangar entrance to Auchindoun. Come, let us meet at the Retribution Point and discuss how to bring the fight to the enemy. Oh no, that would be interesting. We must defeat these human and elven scum. Oh god, fire, fire, fire!
Ora Teramus, we will endure. Greetings, never back down.
And death. Dawn of the Infinite, I believe, Aurelia.
Leaf Shadow has hidden our position from Tarangor, and his forces have not yet left Gulrock for their final march on Auchindoun. We have the element of surprise on our side.
Come, speak with me.
Our enemy has been pushed back, and Auchindoun's defenses restored thanks to your help, but we're not done here yet.
This too shall pass.
We've identified the location of Tarangar's compound, but his forces are already far stronger than anything we ever faced. We need to gain an edge, and quickly. The cursed spirits of the Angorosh, our ancient enemies linger in nearby ruins. Go there and gather the Angorosh spellbook and the Grimoire of Binding. Perform the ritual, and attempt to lift their curse and seek their aid. It's a long shot, but we don't have a lot of other options.
Mano Ekta, my friend.
I answer to the light.
They may be spirits, but they're still ogres. Even with the book in hand, they won't respect you till you prove yourself. There's only way to prove yourself: by killing them! Yeah, I have plenty of opportunities for social interaction on stream, but also, just with hanging out with people. I don't really need to live with someone. In fact, I would prefer not to if I had infinite money, which, as you might imagine, try to be shocked by this. I do not. There's actually a lot of cool stuff they could do with past dungeons. But I've noticed they've mostly walked away from that, and I kind of don't blame them. Most of them, well, they run into the Hyjal problem. Why are we here? Well, we're here so the players can see a part of the history of WoW. Okay, but why are we here? I mean, yeah, Stratholme, they came up with something. But even then, it was mostly just, alright, let's do the purge of Stratholme. Don't mistake me, I like Stratholme, but, Yeah, why are we here? To get loot. Okay. If you remember, that was actually one of the original points of the Caverns of Time, was just to show off significant moments in Warcraft history. That's why Hygel's even there at all. I would not be surprised, Uthor, at all. Okay. There we go. Right.
I am free! I am in your debt, little one. You have saved my people from an eternity of suffering. We will help you defeat your enemies. We will repay our debt to you, tiny one.
I'm like 7 foot tall, dude. I am a Magcar orc. I'm just saying.
You bring news?
Advisory. Spells of raw power. Do not attempt to wield, control, or bind.
This too shall pass.
Pleasantries can wait. Fight well.
There are agents of darkness everywhere, fighting tooth and nail to envelop the world. The light relies on us to balance the scale. You have the power needed to destroy Tarangar's demonic minions once and for all.
Remain vigilant.
I mean, not really. I mean, not at the moment, anyways.
We must preserve the sanctity of the fallen.
Raids roar. Naomi ran off to take down Tarangar herself. You need to fight her. She has no chance against him on her own. I must remain here and organize our ranks should another attack fall. I am counting on you.
Never hesitate.
You got it, Talador. I got your back. Help. I do like the idea of doing a scenario-focused thing. Short and sweet little stories that are essentially just there to have the stories in the game, right? Okay, that hurts. That is about to hurt more. This is about to hurt more. Okay. It's fine. It's fine. Everything's fine. Nothing is wrong. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, there's another ad. Oh god, wow, there's so many ads. I need an artillery strike. That would have been worthwhile, Huthor. I know quite a few people who got to Dragonflight and were basically like, who the hell is this guy? Now, me and Pax recognized him immediately. But, I mean, duh, right? Who was Sibelian? Go play Burning Crusade, is the answer to that. Sibelian was one of the Black Dragons who went with Deathwing to Draenor during the events of Warcraft 2's expansion. He then... while he was out there, for reasons never fully exposited upon, he seemed to either become immune to or slowly bleed out the Old God Curse, which afflicts all the Black Dragons. He ends up helping us for several quests to go after the Grawn in Blade's Edge. And that's kind of it, actually. That's the full extent of the lore for him. But it's significant because after the events of Cataclysm, there's only really 3 Black Dragons left active and operating anywhere. And
Baladash, Malanore.
Please, I don't have much time. The Shadow Council have allowed themselves to be turned into demons by Tarangar and his warlocks. I have reason to believe the Shadowborn Dementors are using spells given to them by Gul'dan to empower the orcs. Take their spellbooks and cast them into the fire by me. It'll be a pleasant sight to die to.
Farewell.
Yeah, I could see proximity. It's a very simple and honestly unsatisfying answer, but it is an answer. Too many ogres, too many ogres. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Oh god, I don't know, Aurelia. I mean, so first of all, it doesn't get any cutscene positives because it's a vanilla cutscene. I was giving negatives to Kata cutscenes. So, that. As far as the significance of the reveal, I feel like what I would probably do... let me chew on that for a second. I feel like I'd give one positive to background lore for how Katrana Prestor was behind so many of the events of the human quests in, like, Elwyn and Westfall and Redridge and Duskwood and Stranglethorn. That's all on her. And probably a negative for the presentation of the scene itself, and probably another negative for general disconnect. I think that's how it would line up.
Victory lies ahead.
Thank you. Kill a couple more for me on the way out.
We will have justice.
You got it, buddy. That is an interesting point to make. It could be reasonably argued that Sibelian was still cursed by the old god blood, or, you know, by the curse, even in Outland during the events of BC. Because the first time we see him when he is no longer cursed by it is during the events of Dragonflight, which is after we've knocked over all the old gods. And killing the source of a curse does tend to have an impact on the curse in this setting. Our final move must remain concealed from the Arcanine, my minions. Use the shadow orbs Gul'dan provided us to veil Gulrock in darkness. Prepare our forces. We march on Auchindoun in my order. We will feast on the souls of the Draenei and usher our demonic allies into this world. Yeah, no, exactly, Huthor. Like, this also isn't necessarily mutually exclusive with the proximity idea, right? Like, it's entirely possible that proximity made him, you know, immune or resistant or whatever. But as you say, if he'd come back before N'Zoth's death, that would have been that, especially since N'Zoth personally is the one who screwed with Therion. Did I get an artillery shot on this torch tower I'm on? Sir, you're on that tower. Yeah. Danger close. Since when has the lore runner ever cared about danger close? Fine. Ramirez. Is there something I would change about? I would like to change about my review system, but don't want it because it would be too much work to read the scores. No. The only regret I have about my review system is that time is a finite thing. If I had the ability to just, like, pause time and then go do all that old, stupid, boring crap that's covered by PFR, I'd probably do it. I do a lot of other things, but I'd still do that, too. But time is finite, and time is a zero-sum game. So all time spent doing something is time not spent doing something else. And frankly, there's just too many other things that are more useful, worthwhile uses of my time. I hope so, Yura. But either way, that's about as far as I get to actual regrets of my system.
I'll keep the portal open as long as I can.
Let us speak.
We have to hurry. Therengar just left.
We will persevere.
Therengar and Gul'dan were just leaving through the portal as I arrived. Don't know how I'll be able to defeat them. I'll hold it open as long as I can. It'll be up to you to strike the killing blow.
Go now, while I can still hold it.
Sure, I trust you.
The thorn in my side has arrived. It's time I taught you a lesson. Let the ritual begin. I lend you my strength, Master. Lord Mongrathot, hear my call. This mortal threatens the Master's plans. Come, Terengor. Our contact has provided another entrance to Auchindoun. Your feast of souls awaits. Your suffering will be...
You won't stand alone. The light gives us strength.
Rise, my minions. Rend their flesh. Today, I repay my debt. I will handle the portal. Angaros! To me!
I actually really like this sequence. And yes, this is a reuse of Brutalis' model. Big, fancy, mean fight. But we're fighting him with tons of ogre ghosts, and Liadrin, and Talador.
Vermin! I will turn you!
Liadrin, I have it! Finish it!
You will never defeat the light, demon!
That audio interrupt bug continues to be a thing.
Let's go. They went through that portal.
Holy crap. There's a lot more demons here than I saw the last time.
I am the blade of the light.
Already I can feel the light tramping over darkness. We've done it.
Aldiel Shalah.
The defenses will not falter.
Terengar and
Ockendun's
Gul'dan.
protectors.
They slaughtered everyone and just disappeared into the shadows. How do they know where to go?
Concentrate, sisters. We must maintain Ockendun's defenses.
I answer to the light.
Your work here is done. You should report to this guy.
Shorel Aran.
Yep, we're definitely not going to do that dungeon. I mean, we are. At some point. Oh, Fife is back now that we've lost our... You see what I mean? We had 4. Fife left. But then we gained Spartan. And then Spartan left. And now we gained Fife. There is no winning. It does not exist. There is no victory solution here. It's not your fault, Five. It's just everything. This is just life. That's why I gave up raid leading. Why I don't do mythics unless I have a prefab.
State your business. We will have justice.
Okay, hypothetically, so we're actually done. We're actually done with Talador. That was it. We've got a pretty significant MSQ dungeon to do, but we can't do that right now. So, let's think about brickwork, shall we? No, we're just missing a 5th Aurelia, that's all. We're just missing people. I don't know who either of those characters are, Disco. Yeah, this area... once again, the loss of Shatrath is keenly felt. We're already done with Shatrath. We've already done the one and only quest that goes through here. And there's, like, a world quest or daily or something like that over here. That's it. And you could tell these people put a tremendous amount of time and effort into the design of this place. This is a full-on warfront battlefield. And there is nothing here. So that's more negatives. Anyways, it sounds like they're making dinner right about now anyways, so... And yeah, there's the frickin' treads. And the ships that have smashed their way onto the docks. Yeah, special music for this, too. Not this. This is just Shatruth music. By the way, yeah, there's Shatruth itself. No, we can't go inside. Don't ask. Why can't we go inside? Well, I don't know about you, but I haven't figured out how to meld through solid matter yet. I'm going to try again really quick. Oh, no, can't manage it. Sorry. I tried. 70s cannot time walk. 69s and 68s also cannot time walk, although there's some asterisks to that. Yeah, Shatruth is just here because it was supposed to be content. Like, that is the real reason. I'm sorry, they do not put the sheer level and scope and scale of the work into that for just a member berries. Not even Blizzard will do that. No, this was supposed to be content. It isn't. That's the problem. I'm gonna go check something now that we're done with the zone. Yeah, we're actually really close to being done with Draenor. Go figure. Not a big expansion. We all knew that walking in. Check it out. They even got the Time Lost Glade up here. And there's a weird dead orc here, but he's in a robe. Ah, I wouldn't worry about that. Tanan. Yeah, Tanan is going to be, alright, here's Tanan and we're done. That's true, Mr. Floyd Pinkerton. War Within is probably the single worst expansion we've ever seen. It's garbage tier. I don't even know why people like it. Whoever actually likes War Within clearly is diseased in the head.
Hey, what you got, boss?
Hey! The Nagrand quest. I bet it was level. I bet it was level.
Come back if you need me help.
What do you want to bet? Let me finish jotting down some notes here. Jesus. I know that feeling, Litafairy. During this very run, I had to reset every single add-on. In fact, I had to get all my add-ons fresh and reset all of my options from scratch because of a relatively small screw-up I was having. That's not me putting you in your place, Mr. Flood. I'm just making fun of myself. I think War Within is the best expansion they've ever had so far. So clearly there's something wrong with me for enjoying it so much. Having said that, I haven't reviewed it yet, so maybe I don't actually think that. We'll see. I look forward to seeing how it scores compared to everything else. That's just there now. Whatever. I haven't touched Mythic Plus, and honestly have no plans to. Delves have completely replaced Mythic Plus for me. I can actually play Delves with my friends, and not pugs. And yes, I say that with disdain in my voice for a reason. Pugs. Ugh. Disgusting creatures. Are they even human? Listen, they're called Pug Ugly for a reason, Disco. I think that's it? Yeah, I think that's it. Well, while we're here, since I don't feel a dungeon's happening tonight, we're just building a dungeon dead is what we're doing here. It's okay, there's no dungeon in Nagrand. At this point, I believe there's only really 4 dungeons left total. And we could effectively do them all in one bundle at this point. This goes back to what I talked about earlier. Time is too precious to waste pugging, for me. I play this game to have fun with it and to play it with my friends. Neither of those are really fulfilled by pugging Mythic Plus. I mean, it's not exactly a bad take on Nagrand, is it? But it is still ultimately just Nagrand again. One of the changes I enjoy the most about this is Oshagun looks completely different. And of course the forest around it, which isn't even there in Outland. Yeah. I also have to admit I'm fond of how Heimal looks, but we'll be giving that credit to the raid once we get there. Look at that. It's so distinctly ogre. And in the middle of being overrun by the Zanger. Look at that. The Zanger's actually starting to crawl up the walls, for God's sakes. In fact, yep, there it is. If you pay attention, there are literally arcane boundaries trying to keep back the Zanger that are failing at that task, I feel like adding. Heimal was fun at level. I mean, most raids are fun at level, so I guess that's not saying much. I mean, yeah, no, the ogres being Romans, that's not what it is, really lines up weirdly well. Right up to and including why they were supplanted by either the Iron Horde or the Demonic Horde, depending. You notice the sky is like the same sky, but then extra details added from BC. It's a nice touch. That's true, the Ogre Empire is literally split between East and West. They're not... Okay, you're right, I misspoke, and I do apologize for that. Let me be more clear. A Titan came by and kind of coincidentally made a giant called Grond, with a D at the end. And he was like, "Argh!" And his job was to try and stabilize and deal with the, what were they called? The spore shrouds or the mound spores or something like that? I can't remember, but it was a form of plant life that was going to choke the entire planet to death. He could tell that they were going to literally kill the planet and completely drain it of all resources, and then that would be the end of it. And he thought that sucked, so he formed this gigantic earthen creature, which was effectively a living mountain. That's Grond. Not a true Titan forged, but still, you know, kind of made by a Titan. That was made by Agrimar, specifically. Grond gave birth to the Colossi, the giants, They gave birth to the Magran, they gave birth to the Gron, who gave birth to the Ogren, who gave birth to the Ogres, who gave birth to the Orcs. And I believe there's a couple of other things there, like there's the Drekthar's people, or not Drekthar, Rexar's people, I can't think of the name, Mok'Nathal, there we go. We're kind of over there on the side. But for the most part, Death Chain. It's fine, Aurelia. I didn't expect it. I've done plenty of tests with time walking to understand how it works exactly over the last few weeks. I like this, by the way. Lazy war song scout. Just taking a nap. You know. Hey, that's my stuff. I mean, no old gods that we are aware of have ever landed on Draenor. No bullets here. Well, I wouldn't say they had flesh from the start. It's more like they had rock from the start. And over time, flesh just kind of became more and more of a thing. If you're wondering why, I have no idea. Like, if you look at... again, Grond was a mountain. And if you look at several of the individuals further up the tree, they still look like they are at least partially or fully made of stone. But by the time you get down to orcs, it's all flesh, right? Even going only a couple of steps up, like to Ogron or to Gron, you could still see giant chunks of rock coming out of their backs. Yeah, they're much more elemental than they are fleshy, but again, they get more fleshy over time. Again, I'm not sure why. You could argue that that's just the natural course of chaos, and that's actually a valid argument in this setting. But I'm not sure. What do you think would happen if the old gods had landed here? That's an interesting question, honestly. I suppose it would depend when they did. It would probably have been after the Agrabah came by. Oh, excuse me. Possibly cardboard? I don't remember. What I do remember is I'm going to go ahead and cut off here. Tomorrow... Nope. Tomorrow's Tuesday. Tomorrow we're not starting until the servers come back up, which will probably not be until the second shift. So we might just focus on Nagrand tomorrow. Either way, one way or another, I will see you next time.